Hey YouTubers, this is Bob Hickman. It's time for Messages from the Spirit World. It is so good to be here with you. Well, I'm sorry I didn't get this video out on Thursday. Psychic Bob got real busy, but hey, it's Friday. I'm still with you guys. I still love you, and I'm getting your messages. So before we get into all that, I want to say thank you to all of you who came out to my recent video on the Magic Sigil of Jupiter. If you haven't seen that, that's the video right before this, and it teaches you how to make the sigil and invoke the power of Jupiter to bring prosperity into your life. And I don't know about you, but I can always use more prosperity. So anyways, I hope you'll check that out. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. Our letters are coming in. Before we get into that, give me just a moment and let me attune to the spirit world. All right, I hear my spirit guide Fletcher here. All right, going in our hat, our first letter is from Dana Dudley. Excuse me, Dana Dudley. She wants to say, Bob, is there any messages for me? Yeah, you know, hon, 2014 for you is very much a year of transition. I want you to watch around the spring. Around April, I get some career path changes for you. And it looks like you're moving into possibly a transition in the work area where you have kind of more responsibility, a lot of leadership here. I get around you a spirit guide named Elise, E-L-I-S-E, Elise, or Elise. But Elise is around you in spirit, and she's going to help you with that. So let's watch the spring. I do see that turning out well for you, okay? Blessings to you. Thanks for writing. All right, our next letter is from Horror Beauty FX. And she says, Psychic Bob, what direction should I focus on for my life? Hi, dear. Thanks for writing. You know, while I'm walking into your energy field, I keep getting around you a lot of colors here, purple and orange. Keep repeating, flashing light around you. And what that means is that you are opening psychically right now. I think that's a wonderful thing. In terms of direction for your life, these colors tend to indicate very strong psychic energy, particularly in the area of channeling. And I feel for you, I want you to focus on something in the arts, because you have a life theme of artist, and anything you do in the visual arts will be successful for you. And that's where I feel I'd like you to put some energy and some focus, okay, in the arts field, okay? But every day you want to be doing meditation. And I'd like, you know, keep a journal, start writing down your dreams, because I feel like Spirit is bringing messages and images to you. I'd like you to kind of start drawing or etching or capture some of that. And I feel that's going to help get you on that path, okay? Thanks for writing. Blessings to you. All right, going in our hat here, our next letter is from Max Pezza. And hi, Max. Yeah, Max says that he's been having trouble sleeping because he has a fear of dying. He wants to know what to do about that. He says it's been going on for a while. Yeah, well, first of all, Max, let me tell you something. Death is not imminent in your chart. You know, everybody has a spiritual chart. As a psychic, I read that chart. I don't see death coming upon you, at least not anytime soon. So you can set that fear aside, okay? Now, let me tell you something else that you may find interesting, is that everybody who sleeps, this is for all of you, really, whenever we sleep, our soul actually usually hovers right above our body. And sometimes it goes out in the farther reaches of the astral realm and explores. This is known as astral projection, and we all do it. It's actually natural. And death and astral projection are actually practically the same thing. So in a sense, and Max, don't take this in the wrong way, but everybody dies when they sleep. You've already done it. You've done it multiple times. But what's happening is your fear is also coming from that you are getting stuck in the lower astral realms, and you're having like a fear of that place. So you're thinking that maybe you're not consciously remembering, but on a subconscious level, you think, oh my God, when I go to sleep, it's terrifying. So what you want to do is ask your angels to move you to the higher spheres of light and help you get out of the lower astral realm. And then you won't have trouble sleeping. You won't have that fear, okay? But you're not dying, and you're just getting stuck in lower parts of the astral realm, and that's creating a repeating cycle of anxiety. So anyways, I hope that helps a little bit. You might want to get some books on astral projection and look that up and start to practice that. One of the things you can do is at night, when you're laying down to meditate, before you go to sleep, meditate and practice closing your eyes and visualizing yourself moving out of your body. And try to see what the room looks like. And eventually you'll get to be very proficient at it. And you'll be out doing your own journeys in the astral and enjoy it. And you'll actually have gone to sleep, not even realize it. And you'll wake up refreshed. Hope that helps. Blessings to you. Okay, our next letter is from Quiet Reflections 2012. Hello, Jaden. Good to hear from you. She says, any messages for me, Psychic Bob? Yeah. In terms of work around you, I want you to watch the month of September. I have to be honest, I don't feel like a longer-term career opens until that time. And I know that's a ways off. But I feel like you'll get into something, and interestingly, it's connected to a publishing house. Now, I know that you like to write, so it's kind of ironic. But I would like you to focus on work in publishing houses, totally separate from your writing. Focus on publishing house position, because I feel like you'd be able to work in something in a publishing house here. But I keep seeing that happening around September for you. In regards to you had a question about somebody you wanted to meet as well. Watch around May or June of this year. That's where I see a connection happening. And I feel like this person you will get on very well. And I do see you meeting at that time. Okay? Good luck with that. Thanks for writing. All right. Our next letter is from M. Hebner 23. And he asks about an acid reflux issue. He says he's going to have some look at that coming up. One of the things that I pick up around that is I do get an issue here in the esophageal flap. It's between the stomach and the esophagus. I get that something's not aligning. It could be an inflammation issue there. And I would ask the doctors to look particularly at a flap, because I feel like that at times this flap becomes inflamed and it doesn't move properly, and that's creating greater acid for you. I don't see surgery around this, but I feel they're going to give you an antacid and possibly an anti-inflammatory, and maybe even a muscle relaxer, because I feel there's a little bit of a spasm going on, and it's spasming and creating the acid reflux. So ask your doctor to look in particularly at that flap, the esophageal flap. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm not a medical person, but they'll know what I'm talking about. And particularly in the area of muscle relaxer and anti-inflammatory. Okay? Thanks for writing. All right. Our next letter is from Acaridae. She says she wants to know about a past life connection with somebody that's in her life. Yeah. Well, I know you told me, you asked me not to mention them, but I'll just tell you that this person in your past life was your employer. It was in the 1920s. You were a female, he was a male, and this was in it looks like it was in Chicago, and it was connected to something that was like kind of a parts factory or something of a warehouse thing, but this guy lorded power over everybody, and unfortunately I think that he still is very much in a position of abusive power in this life. He tends to lord his power. So I do think there is some struggle there. But, from a spiritual place, I feel like this year you learn to kind of stand up for yourself and say, I'm not going to let you be so powerful. And you might want to also work with a counselor to help with some self-esteem, because I feel like you keep getting beaten down here. And that's not good. Anybody who bullies, that's bad. So you want to work with a counselor and help you learn to stand up and, stand your ground. Anyways, I'm sending prayers to you, dear. Thanks for writing. All right. Holly Girlify. She said, all my life, Psychic Bob, I want to be a preschool teacher Is this any way connected to a past life? Absolutely, yes. When we have these kind of long-term desires, these, repeating themes in our lives, many times they are past life connections. Now, in your past life, it's interesting, you actually didn't have children. You are a Catholic sister, a Catholic nun. This was around early 1900s. You were a nun at an orphanage, and you used to take care of all the kids. And you never had kids yourself, but you learned to love kids, so you were like a mother to hundreds of kids. And that's where that desire comes from, because you found real joy in that calling. And I do feel in your future you will go on to do work with children. Now, interestingly, you talk about preschool teaching. I do think you'll do that. But in the longer term, I see you setting up kind of some type of nonprofit corporation or a charitable works where you'll help children. So be open to that. Blessings to you. All right, our next letter is from Princess Breeze Mom. And she says, will there be any improvement, say, Bob, in my finances this year? Yeah. I have to be honest, I don't see a lot of change around July, but hang in there, because in July I feel that there's an issue of a new job coming for you. I do see more money around you at that time. What's interesting is around that time there may come an issue of a move. I pick up an issue around a property change or housing change for you. So, and it's not a financial crisis. It's more like I'm moving because I can afford to. So, anyways, this year shows a lot of success for you from July forward. Hang in there. Blessings to you. All right, our next letter is from Zayden. Zayden says, Psyche Bob, which goddess should I use for my hand fasting? Well, dear, that's actually, that's a wonderful question. Many people in the past, in the ancient times, would invoke the goddess Juno. Juno is the goddess of weddings and of marriage. That's one goddess you could certainly look up and study. I would encourage you, before you invoke any god or goddess, to do research, get to know them, know their history and their vibration. But I would encourage you to research Juno. And another, one of my favorites, is Isis. I'm a member of the Fellowship of Isis, and I love the goddess Isis. And Isis and Osiris had a love that is eternal. Their love is still ongoing. It's an eternal love. And they're wonderful, Isis and Osiris, both of them, to invoke for wedding energy or hand fasting. So I'd like you to look up Juno and Isis. Start with those. See if those resonate with you. But don't just call a goddess at the last minute. Make them part of your plans. Invite them into your journey. And so when your wedding day comes, they're fully present. Okay. Thanks for writing. All right. Our next letter is from Margaret Dune. And she says, Psychic Bob, there was my father was sleeping and my sister and I saw somebody. They said that they saw a spirit in their mom's home. I want to know what that was. I see a male around this. It looks like that's a male figure. There was an angel. That was your mom's guardian angel. Your mom has a guardian angel. The name is Theodore. Around this, you might just call him Theo. He likes to go by that. Theo is kind of his nickname. But Theo is his name. He's just a guardian angel. He's helping your mom out because your mom's been taking on a lot of responsibility this year. And she's been doing a lot to help your dad. And, she's getting up there. So God sends angels to help us out. And that's his tool, is his Theo. No danger. He's there to bless your house or your mom's house. Okay, thank you so much. All right, our next letter is from Morgan McMaster. And she asked me about her cat. She had a cat that died named Winston and wants to know about that. Yeah. Well, first of all, Winston's in the light. You don't have to worry about that. See, animals, despite what we think, they go straight to the light. Animals don't carry all that karma like humans do because they're pure spirits with pure love and pure intent. So he's in the light. And actually, he does come around, but it's not a haunting. It's a visit. See, there's a difference. A haunting would be a soul that's troubled and stuck and can't move on. But Winston's already moved on. He's over in the light. So when he comes back to visit, it's a joyful visit. And it's funny because I feel like he comes over and I get multiple cats around. I feel like he's kind of part of a big group. And I get it's a dog, a Labrador Retriever also that kind of follows him. And so you may after a while start to feel multiple animals around. And that's just Winston and his crew. I'm so sorry you've been suffering with that. Yeah, it is very traumatic when we lose a pet. They're part of our lives. They're part of our family. So what you do is you just, you talk to him. Talk to him and say, Winston, I miss you. I hope you'll visit more regularly. Keep that conversation going because they're never really gone. See, this is the truth. Nobody really dies. Nobody ever really goes away. It seems like that. But everybody in spirit, pets and people, are accessible to us if we invite them. So you talk to Winston. You ask him to be part of your world. Tell him that he's allowed to come, and if he wants to bring his friends, you'll receive them as well. You're going to get stronger connections, dear. Anyways, I'm so glad you're here. So, just keep me posted. All right. Also, one other thing you might want to do is, you mentioned in your letter that his brother and sister are with you. Well, watch them because cats are very psychic and they may see him in part of the room. So watch as they're looking at something, he may be right where they're looking. And that's another way you can watch for his presence. Okay, but you talk to him. Set out some food and water, some treats for him that he used to like. He'll come and visit more regularly. Thanks for being here. Listen, guys, well, that's all I'm going to get to today. Thanks for being part of Spirit Chat. I hope you'll keep it here. This weekend, we're going to have some more videos. I'm going to do some videos on Wicca. And I haven't quite decided yet what I'm going to do, but it's going to be something Wiccan. You guys like that? All right. Well, listen. Check back here over the weekend. We'll see you. This is Bob Hickman. And, of course, next week we'll have another Messages from the Spirit World.